Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to learn simple Hibernate program by using annotations. You should know what is annotations. It is a method which provides metadata for mapping of Java objects into database tables. Take an example that I am going to create a student class and I am giving the details of students, name of the student, ID of the students and city of the students, and I want to store these records into database. So for that purpose I will create Java class that is students and I want to save these records within database directly. So for that purpose, I can use Hibernate annotations, means my student class will be mapped as a student table within the database and it will create the three columns as a student ID, name of the student and city of the student. Means in this way, it will do mapping from Java object to database tables. So friends, software required for the execution of Hibernate programs, Eclipse IDE and MySQL workbench. So let's start with the video. First, you have to open Eclipse. Within this Eclipse, we are going to create Maven project. So if you see towards top left corner, file option you will get. Just click on it, then select new and then select Maven project. If you are not getting option here as a Maven project, you have to select others, then type Maven and select Maven project. Just click on next button. Now here you have to select this option, create a simple project and then click on next button. Again you have to provide group ID, artifact ID. So for example, we will provide com.demo as a group ID, artifact ID also com.demo. Version you have to keep as it is. Packaging, here you can select the different files, but I want to use the jar files, so I will save this. I will select the option jar files. Here no need to give the parent project details, so just click on finish option. Now see here, com.demo project is created here. Now just right click on it and select the option Maven. Again from Maven, select the option update project. Now I want to just update com.demo, so I have selected this and you have to select this option, force update of snapshots or releases. Just click on OK button. Now you explore this project, you will get here pom.xml file, or this is our project structure, and within this you will get one file that is a pom.xml. It is automatically created, so just you have to double click on this and you have to open this. Now see, this pom.xml contains the library dependencies, means whatever libraries we are going to add, details of that library we have to give here. So we are going to add dependencies, so I will create the tag here, dependencies, and within this dependencies we are going to give the different dependencies, and within this project tag only we have to give the dependencies, and within this program we are going to use the MySQL as well as Hibernate. So first I will add the dependency which is related with the MySQL. So I will create one tag dependency. Okay, now here we are going to give the dependency of MySQL. So from where to take these dependencies? For that purpose, you have to open Google Chrome browser or any of your favorite web browser. Within that, you have to type Maven repository. Just click on it. Now here I want MySQL dependency, so I will search here MySQL and just press the enter. Here you will get one file, MySQL connector Java, and its users is near around 8,000. So just open this file, double click on it. Again for this MySQL connector file, different versions are available. So within this also we have to select the file whose users is more. So here if we observe 8.0.28 is having the uses 536. So I will prefer the 8.0.28. You can select other also 8.0.25 also. It also works. So I will select 8.0.28. So just double click on it. If you scroll down, here you will get a code for the dependency. So just click on this. The code will get copied. Then you have to open Eclipse, and within this dependency you have to paste it. Now we are going to add one more dependency which is of Hibernate. So I will create tag, that is dependency. Again, open the Maven repository. Within Maven repository, just type Hibernate. Now here you will get a file, Hibernate core relocation. So just double click on it. Here also you will get different versions. If you see this version 6, in series of 6, its uses are less. So I'm not going to select this version. So I will select the versions in series of 5, and 5.6.15 is final with more users, that is 318. So I will select this 5.6.15. So just double click on this. Again, if you scroll down here, you will get the code for the dependency. So just copy this code and paste in pom.xml file. Now see, our pom.xml is ready, which contains the library files required for our project. So just press Ctrl S button and save this pom.xml. Now friends, once you save this file, once you press Ctrl S, here Maven dependencies will get generated. And if you explore this in Maven dependency, we have added MySQL 8.0.28. So here it is showing jar file, that is MySQL connector 8.0.28. Again, we have selected Hibernate version 5.6.15. So here also it has created jar file for Hibernate core 5.6.15. Means here Maven dependencies are added. Now we will create simple student class. In that we are going to save the records of student. So you have to click on this folder, that is source/main/java. Just right click on it and select file, new, class. Again here name of the class I will give as a student. Click on finish button. Now here student class is created. Now within this student class we are going to use the variables, that is the ID of student, name of student and city of student. So we'll give its data type as a private. ID will be in the form of integer. So int ID, name which will be in the form of string. So private string. Again, suppose I want to take city of the student. I want to enter city of the student. So private space. It will be in the form of string. So I will give data type as string and variable as a city. And I want to mark this student as entity. Entity class means this student class will become name of the table in our database. So I will give here annotation as a entity. Again here it is giving error. So just click on this and import javax.persistence. Again here I want to use this ID as a primary key. So I will give the annotation as ID. Again just you have to click on this and just select change to java id javax.persist. Okay, so here we have added annotation for entity, for student entity and id. So right click here and select the option source, and from source you have to select, first we'll select the superclass constructor. So just click on generate. Again, we want to generate getter and setter methods. So right click on this source. Again, generate getter and setters. We want to generate getter setter method for all the three variables. So select these three variables and just click on generate. Again, we want to add toString method. So just right click on this. Again, source and select the option generate toString method for all these three variables and select the option generate. Okay, now save this code. Press Ctrl S to save this code. Now we have created student.java class, that is class which contains entity or annotations. Now we need configuration file. For that purpose, select the option new, and from this new I want to create XML file. So you have, if it is not showing this XML in the list, you have to select option others and just type XML and select the option XML file. Click on next button. Now name of file is hibernate.cfg, that is configuration.xml. Click on next and finish. Now here XML file is created. Now this hibernate.cfg.xml file is of configuration file, means we have to add document type definition for this file. So from where to take this document type definition? To take the DTD, we have to select again Hibernate Core option. In Maven dependencies, you will get here Hibernate Core jar file. Just explore this. Within that first option, you will get org.hibernate. Again, explore this. Within this, if you scroll down, here you will get DTD files. Now see, it is showing hibernate configuration.dtd, hibernate mapping.dtd. Now here directly we have taken student class as a Java class. So, and we want to configure it. So just I will select the hibernate configuration file, because I am doing configuration here. So I am selecting the hibernate configuration.dtd. If I am doing mapping of XML, I will use the hibernate mapping.dtd. So for configuration, just select this Hibernate configuration DTD file. Once you open this file, here you will get code, that is a DTD. So just copy this code and paste it in configuration file. So we are doing the Hibernate configuration. So first we will create one tag, that is a Hibernate configuration. Hibernate dash configuration. We have to complete this tag also. So Hibernate configuration. Now within this configuration, we have to create a session factory also. So create a tag. Now see, once you press here control, it is giving the option, that is session factory. Now within session factory, what we are going to give? We are going to give the details of drivers. Again, we are going to give URL, then username and password, then dialect. So why we are using dialect here? Because dialect gives information to the framework how to convert Hibernate queries to SQL queries. For that purpose, dialect is used to convert Hibernate queries to SQL queries. Again, next we are using the show SQL. Why we are using show SQL? Because it will show the SQL queries on console. For that purpose, we are giving this configuration show SQL. Next, we are using HBM. to DDL. So what is use of HBM to DDL? It allows you Hibernate mapping to create schema automatically. Next we are going to use Next we are going to use format SQL. So it is used to format SQL statement and make it more readable. For that purpose, format SQL is used. After that, we are going to use mapping class. Within configuration, we are going to give all these. So first point is driver. So which drivers you are going to use? We have to specify that drivers here. Again, to copy the property name, what we will do? You have to press Control Shift T. From that, you will get environment class for the Hibernate. Once you open this environment class, now this environment class implements available settings. So just select this available setting and right click on this and just open the declaration. Now here press the button Control F, and first we want driver name, so just search for driver. Now see here it is showing hibernate.connection.driver class. This is name of property. So just copy this name and open this configuration file hibernate.cfg. Within this we are going to write property name. We are going to give the property name. So just select this property. Again name of property, whatever we have copied right now, we have to use that name hibernate.connection.driver underscore class. Now this is name of our property, but we have to pass value for this property also. So what is the value for this property? It is com.mysql.cj dot jdbc dot driver. Okay, this is value of our driver class. Now we are going to use value for URL also. So again open this available settings. Again here you will get sequentially all the values. Here you will get URL hibernate.connection.url. So just copy this value. Again open hibernate.cfg.xml file. Here also again you have to take property. Name of the property, whatever we have copied, I will paste that hibernate.connection.url, and we have to pass value for that URL also. So value for this URL is nothing but our local host. So it is jdbc colon mysql colon // localhost colon, and we have to pass the default port number for MySQL. Default port number for MySQL is, after that you have to give slash and you have to give the name of database. Suppose I want to create the database as a student info. Now see friends, if this database is not already exist, we need to create the database. If this database is already exist, it will map the values into that database. If it is not available, we have to create the database. For that purpose we will give again one syntax. Again name of the database question mark, if not exist, create database if not exist. Means what? If this database is exist, it will map the values. If this database is not exist, it will create database of this name. Okay, so just save this. Now username, for username also again you have to open available settings. Again if you scroll down the same page little bit, in sequence only you will get all these values. So just copy this username hibernate.connection.username. Again open the configuration file hibernate.cfg. Again create the property tag. Within that pass the name of the property as a hibernate.connection.username. Now value for this property. Now see here we are going to establish connection with the MySQL. And while installation of MySQL, whatever username and password you have given, you have to give the same username and password here. So I have given username and password both as root, so I am giving here root. Again, we need to give the password also. So again, open this available settings class. Within that, I will copy the name of the property hibernate.connection.password. Again, open the configure hibernate.cfg.xml file. Within that, create property tag. Pass the name of the property, that is hibernate.connection.password, and password while installation of MySQL I have given as a root. So I'm giving the root as a password here. Now friends, if you have not installed MySQL, you can check the description box. I have given the link in description box for installation of MySQL. Now next turn is to insert value for the dialect. So what is use of dialect? It gives information to framework of how to convert Hibernate queries to SQL queries. Now see here, we are not writing the queries manually. So Hibernate is mapping these values to SQL, MySQL. Again, we have created the property tag. Again, name of the property, Hibernate dot dialect, org.hibernate.dialect dot MySQL 8 dialect. Now we will add property for show SQL statement. For that purpose, again add property tag. Within that, name of property will be Hibernate dot show SQL, and its value will be row, and this property is used to show SQL statements on console. Now next is HBM to DDL mapping. HBM to DDL, it is used Hibernate mapping to schema. It is used for Hibernate mappings to schema. Means whatever class name of the class we will give, it is mapped as name of the table. Student table will get created, and within that table it will create ID, name and city as columns. So HBM to DDL. So again add the property tag. Again value of this property HBM to DDL dot atto and property tag update. So it will update the schema. For that purpose we have given update. So friends, one assignment for you. After completion of this example, you just try, instead of giving update property here, just give the create and give me answer in comment box what will be the output for this program. Again, next is a format property. It will format the SQL statement to more readable form. For that purpose, this property is used. So again, create the property tag. Within that, give the name of the property Hibernate dot format SQL and its value as true. And at the last, we are going to use the mapping class. So mapping class will be, again create one tag, mapping class. Mapping class is equal to, now here we have to give the path of Java file in which we have created entity or students details we have given. So my file is student.java and it is in the folder in this package com.demo. So I will give path as com.demo.student. Again complete the tags session factory and Hibernate session. So our Hibernate configuration file is ready. So just press Ctrl S and save this file. Now we have completed form.xml, student.java, in which we have given the entities, that is ID, name, city, these values. After that we have done the configuration. Now, last file is nothing but the main file in which we are going to give the public static void main, that is method, to execute this program. So for that purpose, again, just right click on this com.demo file. Again, within that, select the option new and class we are going to create. And within this, we want public static void main method. So just select this option and give the name of the file as app1 and just click on finish. Now see here, file is created. So first we'll give message as Hibernate is started. For that purpose, I will use the printout statement and I will write sysout and just I will press Ctrl plus spacebar button so that it will give the function system.out.println. Again, within this, just give the message Hibernate started. Again, we are going to create a configuration file. So here we have to create the object for the configuration class. So just type configuration, create object of this configuration as a CFG is equal to new and name of the class as configuration. It is giving some error, just double click on this. So import org.hibernate.cfg. Again, by using this configuration file object, we have to give the name of that file which we want to configure. So just type cfg dot, again it will give the available methods which we can call here. So I will select this first one, that is configuration, and which files we want to configure here. We want to use here hibernate.cfg.xml semicolon. Again, to add data into database, we have to create a session. For that, again, call the session factory. Session factory is equal to cfg dot. Now it is giving available options which method you can call here. So we want to use build session factory method for the configuration purpose. So I will select here build session factory and just give the semicolon. Again, just click on this icon. So again, we have to import files. Import session factory org.hibernate. Again, we have built the session factory. Within that, we have to pass object of student class. Now we will create object of student class. Type class name student. Object will be st is equal to new student. Now st dot. Now here it is giving the methods which we can use here. So we want to set ID, name and city name. So I will select set ID and ID, suppose I want to give as a 25. Again st dot, again set method I will call set name. Any name you can pass here. So student name, suppose I am giving as a Dipali. Again st dot set ID. ID already over. Set ID name and now we'll give the name of the city. So set city and name of the city. I'll give Mumbai. Now we want to open this session for the session factory. So just create the object as a session is equal to factory dot open session. Again it is giving error. So again we have to import session org hibernate. So just insert it. Just double click on it. It will get inserted into file automatically. Now here we can give this as a transaction. So it will start the transaction. Suppose tx is equal to session dot begin this method, it will give automatically begin transaction. Again, we want to save this transaction, so we have to call the method session dot. We want to save this session, so just save, and name of the object we want to pass st, so save the. Again, for transaction also we have to import files, so it is giving error here, so just double click on this, import org hibernate transaction. We have to commit the transaction, so tx dot, again it is showing method commit, and also the commit of transaction we want to close the session, so session dot, call the method as a close. And finally we can display the message here. Again, you can give sys out, control space bar, so you will get here system.out.println method. And here I want to display message as student record save successfully. Just save this. Now see what we have done within this program. First, we have created Maven project having name as com.demo. Within that, we are going to create 4 different files. Within that, we need 4 different files. First one is form.xml, which is automatically created, but we have to modify it. Again, with this form.xml contains dependencies, and we need dependencies as MySQL dependency and Hibernate dependency. So we have added these dependencies from Maven repository. So just save this form.xml. Next, we want to map student class to database. Okay. So student will be entity, means it will be the name of the table, and within that we will have ID, name and city as name of the columns. And I want this ID as a primary key for the table. So I have given annotation for ID. And this student class will be entity, so I have given here entity annotation. Again, here we have created one configuration file because we are going to map Java objects to relational database in the form of table. For that mapping, we need this configuration file, and as from name also you can get that this file contains the configuration, and this file configuration contains configuration. So we have copied the code for the configuration from DTD file. After that, for the configuration, we have added driver class. Again, we have added URL, and URL contains the link for the local host, and MySQL port number is 3306. Again, we have added username and password. So while installation of MySQL, I have given username and password as a root, so I have given it as a root. So you have to check with your machine what password and username you have given while installation of MySQL. Again, we have used dialect. I'm using series of MySQL 8, so I have given MySQL 8 dialect. This dialect gives information to framework how to convert Hibernate queries to SQL queries. After that, we have used show SQL having property value as true, so that whatever SQL commands we are executing, so it will get on console, it will get displayed on console. After that, HBM to DDL mapping. So name itself suggests it is doing Hibernate mapping to create schema. After that, format SQL, means it will format the SQL in the form of readable form. It will form the SQL in readable form. After that, mapping class. So here what we are mapping, we have to specify name of the, so we are going to map this student.java file, and it is in package com.demo. So I have given path as com.demo.student. After that, main execution file is app1.java. So within that, first we have created the object for this configuration class, and this by using this object we have called hibernate.cfg.xml file here, which contains the all the configurations. After that, we have to create a session with the database. For that, we have used the session factory, and we have called this class, that is a student.java. We have created object of that class, and we have passed values as a 25 Dipali and Mumbai. Whatever values you are passing, it will take that values. After that, we have created a session. Now we have created a session. After that, we have to start with the transaction also. It will start the transaction, it will save the data, and after that it will commit the transaction. For that purpose, these three commands are used. Here transaction will start, it will save the transaction by using session object, and after that it will commit the transaction. Now transaction is completed means we have to close the session. So session.close method is used. After that, finally just I am displaying message that student record saved successfully. Save all these programs by using Ctrl S option. And here also we have given syntax as localhost colon 3306, means it is taking by default port number of MySQL. After that, student info, if table does not exist, it will create the table. So before execution, just start with MySQL workbench. In database configuration, in hibernate.cfg.xml file, here just you have to write true. What URL you have given, jdbc colon mysql colon / localhost colon 3306. 3306 is port number, by default port number for MySQL. And student info, it is nothing but name of database or schema I am going to create within the MySQL. Okay, and create a database if not exist is equal to true. Means what? First it will check whether database of this name is available or not. That is a student info. If it is available, it will insert record within the same database. And if it is not available, it will create the database as a student info. So we have to set value for this also. Here I have passed values as a ID 25, name Dipali, and say city name as a Mumbai. You can pass any values. So just right click on this, run as Java application. Now if you observe the console, it is showing project is started, and finally it is showing student record saved, and it is showing that in Hibernate values are inserted, that is the city, ID and name. Okay, so we'll check whether these values are inserted or not. For that purpose, just open the MySQL server, and before execution of program only you have to open the MySQL workbench. Within that, just refresh this. Now here student info, the schema is created. Within this we have to check with the tables, and student table is created. So it has inserted value 25 Mumbai and name as Dipali. Now suppose I want to add more values, what I will do? Here ID is a primary key, so obviously it should not be duplicated. So I will give it as a 55, name Dipali 123, city will be same. Again save this program and again run this program. Again this record is added, it is showing on console. So again check with the database. So here you can just press this execute a query or execute option. Now data is inserted here. So in this way, by using the annotations, we can map Java object to relational database. So friends, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any query related with this video, you can comment me in comment box. And if you really like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you.